you're seeing this when there is a 3, an 8, or a 4 in the time, or there's a number of greater significance to you in the time or on the screen, then this could be for you. Or if you have seen a robin or a bluebird in the past 3 days, or if you have had an encounter with a worm, had to touch a worm, pick up a worm, take it off the cement, put it in the grass. Maybe you were walking barefoot and you had a worm wriggle around on your toes. This could be for you if you've had an encounter with a worm in the past 4 days. Or if you've had oatmeal, cream of wheat, or grits in the past 48 hours, or something cinnamon in the past 18 hours, this could be for you. Or if you really like daffodils, or if daffodils make you think of someone in particular, this could be for you. The amount of synchronicities you had lined up can correspond to the amount of which this is for you, but we do this here for what now? For funsies, and heavily for the ASMR. So don't take any of this too seriously, alright? Also, if you have been stung by a bee very recently, or you have been around someone who got stung by a bee very recently. Okay, let's see what's up here. What's this with daffodils? The whispers that inspire are shifting towards you in a melody of creative blooms. How nice is that? We always love a bit of inspiration. Black cat came out here as well. This is definitely going to be something that is like very much so your curiosity. You might not have anyone in your life that is curious about going down this particular path. This is definitely your thing. So it might have, or it might be taking like a bit of an extra oomph to get yourself to work on this project, just because you don't have people in like your immediate circle that are like there to hype you up about it, you know what I mean? There to help you with the next steps, or to get you motivated for the next steps. That's got the most powerful magic there when you decide that you're gonna go after something, even though it's a little bit off the beaten path. Okay, the goods you find off the beaten path, much better than the goods you find on the paths that have been trotted about to their deaths. That was a little bit aggressive. That was. I'm sorry. Just seems like, ooh, craftsmanship. Okay. Yeah. What is this? It's like kind of like an unacknowledgement of like maybe you've put some craft away for a while and you're kind of like closing your eyes to it. You're like, oh, I used to paint and I used to love painting, but I haven't painted in like 8 years. So now I don't even want to think about it. Or something like that. That's a very specific scenario, but that's what it feels like. Or maybe you are like some kind of content creator or like artist. This can go either way. And you haven't posted in a while, or you don't know what to post, and you're like, I don't even want to think about it. You gotta find somewhere to just enjoy creating again, you know? What kind of content, what kind of art do you love to see and do you want to see more of? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? But anyways, here we also had, underneath that, it seems like some part of your old art style had to kind of die away in order for you to really decide like what it is you like to create, you know, it seems like you've learned quite a lot, but there's a new path that needs to be taken, like deciding what shape garden beds to plant, what to put in them, you know what I mean? What goes together, what is on its own. Okay, there's something about some of y'all either might have recently gotten out of a relationship, or you're like still in it, or I mean, you could be single too, you know. This is for, there's a lot of different scenarios up here, okay? But there's like a preface on what you work on just by yourself, you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? If you feel like you've been stuck, like a lot of your growth and reflection happens when you're taking time away to like observe and just be. So make sure you take that time to observe and just be. Also, mayhaps incorporating some yellow and purple for your week might be nice. Mermaids gathering. You're gonna play mermaids with anyone soon. That'd be fun. I hope you do. I hope you find a lovely magical place to play mermaids. Oh, there's magic in the balance of all that we are. Shape shifting. Okay, kind of finding a balance of like what part of your mask is suiting you and what part isn't. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Just recognizing that is going to kind of help you form deeper relationships with people and yourself. Get to what you want is to know yourself, you know. It's hard to even get to know yourself if you've got too much of a mask up. This also kind of feels like maybe when you're around certain people, you kind of adopt their mannerisms or, you know, thoughts. Like maybe you think more like this person or these groups of people when you're hanging out with them, and maybe that doesn't even necessarily make you feel good, you know what I mean? So just acknowledge in what areas of your life you have a bit of a mask up, and if they're benefiting you or not. It seems like something about that mask has been what's been like keeping you from this craftsmanship, or has been like maybe you've still been in the craft, but you felt like a little bit in a rut, you know what I mean? Like you feel like you're on the precipice of some new idea for some creation, but you're also like becoming like very aware of the mundane and kind of like, oh man, I just wake up, I'll take care of my body, I take care of this stuff around me, I go to sleep, you know what I mean? So definitely adding some magic in there. It seems like maybe you're gonna get some glimpses of some special magic in your dreams. There's magic in the balance of all that we are. Make sure you're keeping a bit of a balance, you know. Whether you're a workaholic or you are out of balance in your creative life, like you consume more content than you create, just like keep an eye on the balance, because you're gonna find your magic again when you kind of balance things out and feel like nothing's too much, because you just are, you know what I mean? You're creating the little life around you, so you know that all the things that are meant for you are found in you. You're not getting too frantic, like searching for it, you know what I mean? There is reason in the flow of what is and what needs to be. Peach Moonstone. There's definitely been a time of stagnancy. Don't think that being stagnant or like putting your art aside for a while makes you less of an artist. You need to take, like, a good artist has good life experience, and you are here to experience some specific things to fuel your art in a very specific way. So let yourself experience, okay? There might be like a little bit, almost like agoraphobic vibes. Not for everyone. This is for a much smaller group of y'all. Okay, so, just take it if it resonates. But it's just not quite, but like a definite anxiety of like trying new things, or like going and doing something else by yourself. You know what I mean? Maybe you're in a new place and you're like, oh, I need someone with me to like, Jelly Bean, where's your you're gonna find so many amazing magical things when you tap into your energy on your own. So, we got baking. Some of y'all are baking more on your own coming up here. That's exciting. Take the time to diligently practice and refine your craft. Success will follow as you savor each little victory along the way. Beautiful. If you get too caught up in like the whys, like, why am I making this piece of artwork? Why am I making this piece of content? Why am I, like, also, that could be where that imbalance was up here. It could be like looking at it too much number wise, like, oh, I have to see X, Y, and Z come out of this for it to be worth it to me, type of thing. But that's where you really start to lose that magic, Gotta stay in the present with the presence of the present, and allow yourself to really listen to those little intuitive nudges, because those are what's ultimately going to lead you to creating what is most satisfying and enjoyable for you to create, Again, with this like imbalance of spending time by yourself, we talk about this a bit here too, but like this imbalance can be coming from quite a few different areas, because we have quite a few different scenarios here. But this imbalance can also be an imbalance of holding true other people's opinions versus yours, type of thing. Like not that, I don't know if that was the way to word it, but like holding them higher than yours, or really asking other people for their opinions more, like spending more time asking people for their opinions more than spending time by yourself, to really feel out what feels true to you. Okay? Because sure, you'll get inspirations from other people around you. You'll scroll across a video or two that helps pep you up, get you inspired and in the creative zone. But ultimately, like we said before, you're going to be growing and finding those inspirations and blooming those inspirations yourself in your own time, when you feel comfortable in the present and in the quiet. We also have a sun salutation out here, so whether you are the type of person to catch more of the sunrise or the sunset, both, if that is possible for you, interacting with both the sunrise and sunset light is really gonna be helping you out this next week. Again, with that yellow and purple vibes this next week. Praise the temple that carries your spirit. Support is needed. Okay, some of y'all need a little bit of a snack. Some of y'all need a little bit of a little self-care shower, mayhaps. Maybe a little soak. Heading out and just letting your body feel some water. Maybe you need to drink some water. really support your body this week. Fuel it with what you know makes you feel good. Maybe a couple times this week, just say no to some things you eat anyway that you know don't make you feel good. That'll also help open up your opportunities to finding new things that do make you feel good when you eat them. Or this can also be, this might also not be like physical bod taken care of wise. This could be like creating, do you know what I mean? Like that creating helps like you sit in an act of like gratitude for all the things you have that you're using to create something, for the just the awareness and the presence that you conjure up to make something out of nothing, or something out of like very little, you know what I mean? Just you conjuring up that awareness and that presence is something that's really gonna help fuel you and help you feel energized and strong and confident in yourself and where you're headed. Shortbread. We really do have some bakers up here. The sweetness of your craft asks that you indulge in the celebration of you. Maybe you need to make yourself some cookies. Forget what we said about no. If you make yourself some cookies though, you can make yourself some rad, yummy cookies that also fuel your bod. I love putting oats, and I have this vegan protein powder I love to put in my cookies too. Cinnamon, yes. Sometimes I put a little bit of turmeric. Yeah. You can make delicious things that are like a little bit better for you too. So if you feel like you've been like, man, I haven't discovered anything truly delicious in a while, I think you're supposed to make that truly delicious thing for you. That kind of what we had before about like saying no to some things that you know make you not feel good. Like maybe you like see some cookies at the grocery store and you're like, well, those look good. They're not gonna make me feel good, but they're gonna make me feel good in the moment I'm consuming them. Saying no to something like that is opening you up to the opportunity of like making something for yourself that's a little bit more catered to you and what'll help you feel good throughout your week. Ooh, I definitely feel like some kind of like protein cookie thing with like lots of fiber. Get those oats in there. Ooh, summer berries and heather. 34 and 14. Be wary of picking your harvest too early and risking losing the sweetness of it all. You are worthy, my dear. Silence the noise that strips you of your peace. Okay, yeah, there's something, whether this is that something that you kind of put aside for a while we were talking about in the beginning, or this is something you've been working on and maybe some stagnancy has made you like be like, maybe I don't actually like, maybe it's not worth it. You've just got like a maybe it's not worth it kind of attitude. Potentially some of you, this is for a smaller group of y'all, but there's something you've been thinking about throwing the towel in. Perhaps definitely this time alone and focusing on just like recharging your bod, creatively speaking and physically speaking, this next week is really going to help you feel less like you have to like give up on this thing right away. And it's definitely going to re-spark some kind of inspiration, some kind of new way of making content, some new type of art medium you're working with. There's a song that bellows in the peace of knowing no end, in acknowledging the crossroads of eternity. You definitely have some things you're going to be creating that are going to stick around for a long time. Like, like past you, you know what I mean? It feels like there's just like kind of a really like, you feel, what is this? It's like a feeling small in your, whether this is like you feel small because when you start this craft back up, you're gonna be like, it's gonna feel like you're starting from square one. First off, you're not. But this could also be like feeling small. It could be like if you are one of the content creators here, like maybe you have a smaller account, like you just enjoy making content because you enjoy making content, not because you're trying to grow your account. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? If you may create content for the sole purpose of that, you're gonna find yourself burnt out, feeling like you need to give up on something prematurely. So you just get back into creating content that you like, or creating art that you like. Maybe you got yourself a little bit stuck in a medium just because that's what you know, or maybe you want to start to add more color. You think that'll help get you inspired to create more work, or, you know, something like that. Maybe you want to start like adding color in your baking. Maybe some berries will do you good this next week too. Some red and blue berries. Remembering, ooh. Yeah, you got some of this lurking about in your noggin from the past. You know what I mean? And that remembering of this is kind of keeping you like a little bit sheltered, a little bit veiled off from the world, and from like a deeper sense of knowing yourself. Well, just have compassion with yourself, Jellybean. You be extra nice to yourself, okay? If you're mean to yourself, if I catch you having mean thoughts about yourself, I'll find you. Tis a threat. Maybe some of you want me to find you. You better not mean thoughts. You be extra nice to yourself, okay? Especially like having this like kind of veil over your like emotions, your feelings, your connection to your creativity. That is definitely something that can make you feel like giving up, you know what I mean? Just make you feel a little bit lower, and just, I don't want you to feel that way, and I'm sorry you have been. And I'm sorry about whatever happened that is still roaming around in your mind. So we had, oh, how thy glimpse glimmer in the darkest of sights, never forgotten, never stilled, yet pacing in the mind in the twilight of the night. Then you had, hold on for just a moment in time, acknowledge before release, and liberating what needs to be freed. There might be something you've been like putting off journaling about, or like not telling anyone about, and thinking like, oh, you know, I actually handled it pretty well, but it's still pacing up in there. I think even you might not recognize like how much it's affecting you and how much time and energy it's taking throughout your day. Maybe this is helping you recognize that, but I do really think that journaling about it, getting all your thoughts out, even if they're mad and angry, pissed off, you get those out, because you don't deserve to carry around this kind of anger every day. You are a light, magical, wonderful being, and you don't deserve to carry that anger. But let yourself feel it, so that part of yourself feels seen and listened to, so you can let it go, Jellybean. Oh, hold up. Yeah, this might be like, you might have to like take schedule 2 hours, maybe the first hour you're journaling, or the first 15 minutes you're journaling. Maybe the next 15 minutes you're crying and angry and upset. And not gonna lie, the next 2 days you might be more upset than you were before you worked on that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I could show that before you like worked on that. But in 2 weeks you're gonna feel so much better than before. It's gonna be worth it, okay? That moment of uncomfortableness is really gonna pull through for your future self, and not even like way down the line. This is something that's gonna really help feel lifted off your shoulder within the next 2 weeks if you take a moment to journal about it. And then after you journal about it, oh sweet, okay, after you journal about it, you make your little sweet snack for yourself. Sorry, I keep going back to the content creating thing, or the like your art form, your art style, but this journaling can also pertain to that. So if this scenario that you're like really upset about, that you keep reminiscing about, is like pertaining to that, your content you're making, your art, journaling about that can also really, I think, help you gain some clarity too within the next couple weeks on what kind of art you want to create in the future. Just like journaling a bit about, oh, what's really inspiring me right now, what makes me feel good to look at right now, what content makes me feel good to consume right now, and then kind of line that up with the type of thing you want to create. Is that what you have been creating? You know what I mean? Is that journaling gonna help? Maybe you haven't started creating yet, and that journaling is gonna kind of help you feel inspired and help open up some new little brain pathways to get you thinking this next week. We also had self-care here, and upside down. Okay. When you're creating, don't forget to add your intention. You can add all kinds of magical intention, don't you know? Oh, don't you know? This came out upside down, so it seems like there's been a bit of creating just without intention, just to like get some stuff up, which is like great, just allowing yourself to just create things. But it seems like you adding your intention into whatever it is you're creating is just gonna make it that much stronger and that much more important to you, and feel like something you're really proud of, you know what I mean? It's also gonna help attract in the right group of people, okay? If you're just creating things, like for example, you're just creating things because they're popular, it's a fad, it's a trend, a little TikTok trend, it's just not going to be as deeply satisfying to you. If not me, then who? To tend to a wholeness, the parts in which surrender thy pulse for a heart that's nearer than any other. Yeah, you gotta create the things for you. What do you love to consume? What do you love to look at? I'm excited for when the fair time is coming around for you. I don't know what you got going on. It just seems like you're gonna be feeling real good around fair time. Because you've been going in and kind of doing some accepting of the hidden parts of yourself. We had, I must seek to befriend the hidden parts of self, the darkness that embrace the whole of who I am. That embraces the whole of who I am. And then you had reversed. You are loved, you are held, and you already are everything you seek. Just some kind of unacknowledgement has been making you feel a little bit less connected to love and to your like wellspring of inspiration, okay? And you're less connected to your intention for creating too. You know what I mean, Jellybean? Ooh, definitely. We got more of that yellow and purple. inviting some new colors in this week with intention. Might I suggest yellow and purple, but you should definitely do whatever colors you are really feeling drawn to. Take a breath, be still in your heart, and believe in what dreams may come. Summon the strength to reach out and discover the unity and community around you. Some of y'all really are out here building your own communities. So it seems like this around fair time is when you're going to be feeling really just grateful and in place and connected to your community you've got built in here or find in here. So that's exciting. Yellow and purple. Bake snacks when you think it's maybe time to bake some snacks for yourself. Even if you don't have anyone else to share the snacks with. Okay, don't let that be a deterrent for baking yourself delicious snacks. Alright? Sweet dreams, Jelly Bean. I hope they're full of